1, willful and deliberate sexual intercourse and or sexual play with a white person during the existence of white supremacy. That's 1. These are just suggestions.
Yes.
Now, you don't have to take them. All right? But you can think about not taking them if these are reasons that you want to give yourself. Everything is voluntary in a code. Number 2, not being willing to tell each other everything, including all of each other's thoughts, desires, likes, dislikes, and every detail of everything that each person has ever done, ever been involved in, etc., etc., etc.
Yes, sir.
Number 3, production or promotion of sexual diseases, germs. That's a reason for not starting or continuing a sexual relationship with a person. All right? Number 4, physical or mental abuse. And while I'm on that one, I really want to say something about that. That's that first time, last time thing.
Yeah.
When it comes to the male beating the female, mostly. All right? Because that's usually the case.
Yes, sir.
That first time should be the very last time. That should be a part of non-white people's code. You might say black code, worldwide as of this moment. In other words, the minute that he connects with his fist or with anything, that violent act against a female, that so-called relationship is over. That's an announcement.
Yes, sir.
There's no makeup for that. There's no such thing as, I lost my temper or nothing like that. No, that doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
That does not happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's happening somewhere right now.
Oh, let me
in
ask
a lot of places, in villages and whatnot.
May I ask you a question?
All over the world.
Okay.
And when it happens, that is an announcement that interaction, no more interaction between the two people, is really valid.
It's over.
Even if the lady still stays in the same hut or the same house, but she can't go nowhere. The relationship is over because it's not a relationship.
Okay. All right.
That's an announcement that it's over.
Okay.
And that's code. That's hardcore code.
Hardcore code. Okay.
That should be as of this very minute going forward into infinity for the rest of the time that the universe exists. That should be a part of non-white people's code. You don't hit that female. You can fuss, you can argue, you can blow up. All right? Say all kinds of things. All right? And most likely that will happen, occasionally, if not real often, in a messed up world. But when it becomes physical, you hit her in the eye or something like that, or you break her jaw, or you push her over on something, have her fall down. That means that's an announcement. There's no makeup for that. There's no tomorrow in that at all. It means this so-called relationship, this interaction is dead. D-E-A-D, permanently. I mean, there's no breaking up and coming back 5 years later. I mean, this is over. Why? Because it's not supposed to happen ever. Period. Except in what? Direct self-defense. Now, if she comes at him with a butcher knife or an axe or something like that, then that's another matter. That's self-defense. But I'm talking about a black male, for instance, saying, woman, you do what I say do, or you said something I didn't approve of, or I don't like the way you acted, or I don't like something that you did, no matter what it was. You don't settle it by doing violence to her. If you don't want her, that's not the way to express it. You get somebody that you do want, and she can get somebody that she wants. That's how that's resolved. Because when that lick is passed, when that act of brutality happens, that is an announcement that this so-called relationship, which is what it's not as of that moment, this arrangement is dead in the water forever and ever and ever and ever. That's an absolute.
Wow.
Now, that's just number 4 in those 6 things.
Okay.
But physical or mental abuse, the mental abuse, maybe, because that's highly arbitrary. But, that shouldn't go on very long either. I mean, at some point, she should say, well, hey, I'm announcing that it's over. And she can announce that it's over. I know in some so-called villages and societies, the female is not, she doesn't make the determination. Everybody makes decisions for her. That needs to stop. And that includes all that clitoris cutting that goes on in some tribes. Now, I know I might be stepping across some boundaries here, but I don't think so, because there's nothing logical about it. That clitoris was put there by the Creator. And for males to come along and recommend that you take a razor blade and cut on that female as some type of ceremonial something or another, or because he's displeased that she may have a wandering eye, well, if he thinks that way, just don't do it. Just do it out, okay? Leave her alone. Get somebody who you think that won't do what you want done, because it's not supposed to be that type of abuse, which is what it is. Nobody's castrating you, male person. Nobody's cutting on you. So you don't have that thing about cutting somebody else, authorizing it or demanding it for your satisfaction. No, that's abuse, physical abuse and mental abuse of the worst kind. It needs to stop, no matter how long it's being done, down through the thousands of years. Lots of things have been done for thousands of years, like murder. And people continue to do it. But it doesn't mean that you approve of it. And you need to stop doing it right now, this minute. That's no longer a custom. We don't do that anymore. That's over. Over and done with. Why? Because there's nothing logical about it. That's why. There's nothing that the creator of the universe would approve of, logically speaking. Any creator. Why create a clitoris if you're going to cut it out? Bunch of nonsense.